Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope you are all doing well. Oh, the kids ate all of Mike's waffles. Darn it. Sorry. Good morning, Stace. Still here. Mike. Third time. Elijah Fields. Blue Mermaid. Good morning. No more songs. Snowflake. Kevin. SK Jeans. Can't you get out in the garden? Faithful One. Hillary Jane. Good afternoon from the UK there. I hope you are all doing well. Lower this a little bit so I can actually see the screen. Travel to eternity. Good morning. Mary Hathaway. Good morning. Carla. Good morning. So San Diego's on lockdown, huh, Mike? Sorry. RN student. Forensics. Good morning. Holy everyone. Oh, been an interesting week, hasn't it? Hope everybody has been able to stay safe. I skipped you, Kathy. I'm sorry. Good morning, Kathy. Yes, still. That sucks. Mike's on lockdown and he has no waffles. Putting syrup on toast. Sorry. Yeah. Travel to eternity. I was just reading in the paper about the Washington State Patrol arresting. They have now arrested and ticketed more than 30 people in the state driving in excess of 100 miles an hour. They caught some guy the other day doing 140 on 405. Now, I could tell you from frustration for myself when I used to have to commute up there that if I could have ever done 140 on 405 or I-5, I would have done it just to see just how long it would have taken me to go from the suburbs into downtown Seattle. Hi, Oma. Good morning. Seventh week on lockdown there, Hillary. Oh, wow. They're traveling like they're 16. It's insane. Our freeway system around here is it's barren. I mean, we've been on lockdown now for, I think this is going on. Well, the governor, as Travel to Eternity knows, the governor just extended the stay-at-home order until the end of May. So I believe this will be 2 months when to that point. We've been on lockdown, but it hasn't stopped certain people. I keep on telling people on Facebook, all these small businesses are closed, and a lot of people haven't been able to work. But there are other people that are making a killing right now, and these, especially in the construction, remodeling, and electrical, plumbing, they're just coming from other states. They've shut down the businesses here, and those who don't give a damn about the, if they're working or not, are working in this state, or ones from other states are coming in and doing the work. RN student. Yours was lifted yesterday. Good morning, Ginger. Trump is coming to South Dakota for the fireworks display at Mount Rushmore. Is he? Well, I hope he enjoys it. I've never seen the fireworks display there. Well, I've never been there 4th of July either, so I usually come through that area probably about mid-June. It's about the only time that I'm normally in the Dakotas. Good morning, Gemini. Debbie does readings. Alicat, good morning. Kids these days should be used to staying indoors. It's the idlest generation so far, but a few delinquents. Yeah, and there's delinquents in every generation. I don't know how this will play out here, but I'm good with the lockdown. We can still be good. Yeah, good luck. Figgy 709 is in South Dakota as well. Good morning, Figgy. Oklahoma Eastern part. RN student. I know my sister is. She's in. I guess probably about the middle part of Minnesota. She's going nuts. She doesn't have her only outside lifeline or interaction with other people is her work, and her work has been shuttered now for over a month. She works for Steel, the chainsaw manufacturing company. But I think she puts together the smaller engines, but she is not an essential worker. Travel to attorney, you're an essential worker, so I don't get to stay home. I have to go out with The Walking Dead. Oh, I'm sorry. But at least you still have work, right? There's that. It's something to help you keep your spirits up, at least, I hope. I'm just Karen. Good morning. Good morning, Karen, and welcome to the stream. Good day. We'll lock down here in Sacramento until May 22nd. Ow. Good morning, Gail. Gayla. Sorry. I don't know why every time I see that name, I always want to say Gail when it's Gayla. Hillary, I can't see what's hard these days to stay at home. It's not as if they got a rushed air and the shelters are in freezing cold with bombs going off around them. They have their phones and all mod cons at home. Yeah, that's true. There are people who just don't listen. And if the longer people don't listen, the longer we're going to have this, going on. Cheryl Lynn in Wisconsin, and they are shut down until the end of May. Yeah, same here, Cheryl. Yeah, my family is in the Prescott area, and everything's shut down there. The only thing that's open is like there's one convenience store in town, and the IGA grocery store is about the only thing that's still in service. Otherwise, everything else is closed. Not much there to do anything with. Lack of money is the issue, just sitting at home. God Save America. Welcome, God Save America. Staying home because my body has seized up, increasing my pain. Oh, I'm sorry to see that, Blue Mermaid. Austin opens up tomorrow. And I heard that they were going to do complete openings of, in certain parts of Texas. Polar Princess, Idaho has phase one opening yesterday. I guess that they're technically doing that here in Washington State where I live. Phase one. The governor has released why he closed it in the first place, but starting Tuesday, he's going to open fishing to the general public. I still never understood that one. Why we were the only state in the union that closed fishing, but he's also opening up hunting and some outdoor recreations as long as you do it in groups or with no one else outside your own household. Golfing can happen, but with social distancing and all this other requirements, I golf all the time. I never stand next to any closer than 6 feet to someone when I'm swinging a golf club. It's just me. Maybe I don't want to hit them with a golf club, but good morning, Chrissy. The barber's here. Sorry, your comment went flying by there. The barbers here are making a fortune once these things waken up for sure. Yeah, but we were watching our local news the other night on that same issue about barbershops and nail salons, and they just busted 14 of them who had been operating in the state. What they were doing was people were coming in through like a side entrance instead of like the front and main door. So they're still doing nails and hair, but they're definitely going to make a killing once this opens up. I enjoyed the last vid. Thank you, Zap. Our bars and shopping malls are open. Our bars here in our state are now able to do to-go orders. I can go in and get a beer and alcohol to go along with food. At least that here, locally where I live. I don't know if that's all over the state, but they've also set up delivery services, which is kind of cool. I can now get delivery, of beer, of course, at bar prices. Brenda in Yorkshire. I live outside of Austin. Everyone continues to play golf in March and April. Yeah. They closed it here. My governor closed it here. It doesn't make any sense. I can understand social distancing. Sure, great. All right. I won't ride around in a golf cart with anybody else. I won't walk the course holding hands with anybody. I don't do it anyways. When I walk the course, because some of the golf courses don't allow golf carts, and I have a pull cart, I'm not holding anyone's hand. I'm certainly not handing things to anybody else. My golf clubs are mine, and I'm not borrowing them to anybody. Play without the flag sticks. Take the flag sticks out. There's nothing for me to touch anywhere on the course then where I would need to, or could possibly transmit. I don't understand it. But he did it anyways. But at the same time, he allowed people to use nature, hiking trails and and other activities that his family, enjoys. Let's see here. Deb does reading. I ordered a pizza delivery, and the dude left it on the bench outside and never rang the doorbell. 45 minutes later, I found it, and a squirrel had ate through the box and ate it. Oh, I'm sorry, Deb. Yeah, they have like Pizza Hut and different pizza delivery services have but they're calling touchless service. They basically they bring it to you, and there is no transaction where you touch. They hand it to you or you get it from them. They set it down, and then you have to pick it up. No sign for the check, nothing. Yeah, Kathy, they closed down driving ranges. where it's an individual activity. They closed down every golf course, private and public course. They closed them all, and it's just what the governor decided that to flatten the curve. But that all opens back up Tuesday. Doesn't do me any good for this weekend. So now, and when everything opens up Tuesday, it's just going to be a mad rush. If he wanted to flatten the curve, he certainly the hell didn't think this through. I was out at the golf course the other day because I have a membership there, and I was out there to check on my golf cart, because it's an electric cart, and I plugged it in, and then after I got it charged up, I pulled it out and washed it down. It had been sitting in there for 4 weeks with no use, getting a little dusty. So while I was there, I just happened to see the owner of the golf club. And I saw the golf pro. And for the next 2 weeks, every single tee time is booked. Everyone. People are jamming in. And that's just tee times. And now they have to deal with everybody who, is just a walk-in who wants to try to get out and play. And they can only let people out in groups of 2. No foursomes, no sixes, no large groups, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Thank you for the super chat, Melissa. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mike, good morning. RBI? I don't understand RBI. I don't understand what that is. Sorry. Our golf courses are open in South Dakota. Yeah. They're open in Idaho, Oregon, and just about every other state that I know of that's around me that I could have checked, and gone to. A lot of my local golfers here have been going to Oregon because the Oregon courses are a lot closer to us from where I live. I read that if people in Texas don't want to go back to work, they can stay home and collect unemployment. I don't know how long that will last, but at least a little bit. I don't know about that, Lavone. Do you pronounce it Lavone Collins? Sorry if I'm butchering your name. Mamma Mia, good morning. I hope you are doing well this morning, Mamma Mia. You look great. Glad you've made it through this demon virus. Thank you. It's me. And good morning. I'm feeling, pretty close to 100%. I'm I also deal with allergies on top of it all. So, and it's probably the allergies on top of it. Prostitution must be suffering. Yeah, maybe they're doing. I did see that they're not prostitution, but I did see that there are strippers that are doing house calls. I can't remember the name of the place, but it was like in Mukilteo, or maybe it was somewhere. It was a suburb of Seattle. It was in the paper that strippers, they're bringing their own poles, and there's no contact anyways, with most of them, but they're coming and doing, their activities in someone else's home. I think that'd be weird. But to each their own. I'm not into that, but other people maybe. Kathy Griffin. My mother-in-law and father-in-law didn't file taxes, and theirs came yesterday. Oh, he must be talking about the stimulus. Speaking of the stimulus, did anybody yet get the letter from Donald Trump about your stimulus? So yesterday in the mail, I don't get the stimulus. All right, I don't get it. But I got a letter, and it says it's from the Internal Revenue Service. So I open it up, and inside is a letter that's personally signed from the it says White House at the top, and it says that it's from Donald Trump, and that, and then it has a line where they, obviously where they fill in the total amount, and it says you should have received your stimulus of, and then mine has a 0.00, and then going on to tell me that this is from Donald Trump directly, and that he wants to make sure that I'm okay. But it's from the outside of the envelope says it's from the Internal Revenue Service. Kathy, you got the letter? Yeah, I'm not going to get the stimulus. I don't qualify for it. But then again, I've never qualified for any of them anyways. It's a scam. No, this is an actual real letter. It's not a scam like they're asking for anything. It's just a letter telling you that it's from Trump, that the stimulus money is coming from Trump. I guess he's putting his name on the actual checks too that are being mailed out. I just found it odd that I got a letter from Donald Trump saying that I got nothing, and I'm getting nothing, and it's signed by Donald Trump on White House, what's supposed to look like White House stationery from the Internal Revenue Service. Ooh, that's a good question. Maybe Mike Pence is, because he's not wearing a mask either. How do I get the stimulus check if I have not received it yet? I need it today. God Save America. I don't know. God Save America. I don't have the answers to that. Some people have asked about that. I guess it all depends upon. I guess you can go to the IRS website, go directly to them, and search that way. Be the best thing that I can offer. I don't really have the answer to that. I'm sorry. If you're on Social Security, retirement, or military pension, then I guess you can go to directly to one of those sites. God Save America. 3 months of mortgage payments are to be put the end of my loan. We received a letter from our bank about that as well, saying that we qualified for some package thing like that they're going to put, I think it is the next 3 months worth of mortgage payments at the end of our loan, and there's no fees or anything. They're just not going to withdraw them from our account. Of course, we got that letter after we made the mortgage payment, and we're going to continue to make them anyways. I know it's got to be helpful to, some people out there who, especially if you've been laid off, but everybody in my household besides myself is an essential employee. RN student, go to the IRS website. Yeah, you can register on TurboTax site for the stimulus. See, there's some very helpful advice there. I don't know the answer to the question. Irish Eyes, good morning. We're getting refunds from car insurance, from car insurance, and from health insurance and car insurance because their claims are way down, and it's nice. We got a rebate from our homeowners insurance. Yeah, Mike Brown's an essential employee if you want to keep your refrigerator working and the lights on and computer charged up so you can watch me. Thank you, Mike. Without Mike doing Mike's job, we wouldn't be here today. Well, you down there in Cali. No bashing the president, please. I'm not bashing the president. I just found it odd that I would receive a letter from Trump through the IRS. God Save America. I'm 5 months behind, so now it makes me 2 months behind. Wells Fargo. I haven't banked with Wells Fargo in years. We had a house once. It's got to be close to 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, that we had a house and we had a mortgage through them. The power company's in good shape. That's cool. I once worked for I didn't work for a power company, but I worked for a company in Minnesota that we sold everything that they made and sold was directly to power companies. I worked for a company called Border States Electric, and all I did all day long was shipping and receiving of parts that I have no idea what the hell they're for. But we shipped everything from transformers to stupid little widgets to you name it, all over the United States, all to electric companies. Sam, no, it's all over Facebook. God save America. You hate Wells Fargo? Sorry. Save up to 60%. Thank you, China. Well, Half Rudder, good morning. I didn't see you before. I don't know if it's a scam. It was just a letter in the mail. It didn't ask me for anything. Someone in the chat. Sorry, Kathy, I was joking. I won't do it again. Breaks. Mortgage, loan payments, credit cards, no penalties, minimum 3 months. Yeah, I ain't getting no relief on my credit cards. Then again, I don't carry a balance. Lisa, 54, good morning. And if I didn't say good morning before, Ginger Anderson, good morning. Wachovia has bought out Wells Fargo, so that's why my mortgage is with them. Okay. I've heard of Wachovia, but I've never dealt with them personally. Can a foreigner bash your president? Anybody can bash the president. I would prefer it not be here in the stream. And good morning, Colleen Ellis. Don't bother waiting my breath bashing Trump. Okay. Oh, geez, Gayla. Where do you live, if you don't mind me asking? I don't have any bills that are furloughed. Me either. Still got to make my bills every month. Gayla just reread that. Sorry. Yes, we too have requested employees. I live on a pension and Social Security. No stimulus for you. Not true. Half Rudder. If you were on SSI or SSA, I know that SSI and SSA recipients will receive it. Go to the Social Security website directly. My mother-in-law receives Social Security. She's on retirement. But you may be disqualified because if you receive more money. I don't know that for a fact for you personally. But I know that they get it. Because my mother-in-law she got $1,200. One, can creator identify who likes their videos? It depends. Not directly through YouTube, but there are secondary software where you can see how many likes and who was the most recent like, and they can email you if you set it up that way. They can say if you liked it or didn't like it. But not through YouTube. YouTube is just a number. I don't know why anybody really cares about it. Doesn't matter if I get if I make a video and I release it and I get 4 million thumbs down and 2 thumbs up, it counts as an interaction with YouTube in the way that their algorithm works. It doesn't matter. They count the same way. And that's all YouTube is looking at. They don't care if people like your video or hate your video. It's still an interaction, and it shows that somebody is watching the content. Travel to eternity. You got your $1,200 a couple days ago. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you have a good pension. Half rudder. It's the reason why I don't get it is I get disability through the pension, military pension. So I never qualify in that, and I only file my taxes every 2 years. So even if they do have a thing with the IRS where if you hadn't filed, you can go in and it's called a non-filer or something like that. I got some stupid letter, in the mail from the pension fund, and it said, you can file for a non-filer, possibly. And I'm like, whatever. It ain't going to help me. I never qualify. I'm sure as shit. Oops, sorry. But I filed that, and yeah, it didn't work. It told me you don't qualify. Urban Fox. Is it Urban Fox? Y'all watch the news? Snoop Dogg died from corona. It's all over CNN and Sky News. That's odd, Urban Fox, because it's not true. But thanks for telling us anyways. Because I would receive it here as an alert, and I don't have it scrolling. I have CNN, so you guys can't see it, but up at the top of the screen right there, CNN is scrolling right now. Right now, they're talking about a hostage negotiations that are where a man's barricaded himself inside of his home. And of course, it's in Florida. But I haven't seen anything come across on the news ticker about Snoop Dogg being sick, having coronavirus, or dying from it. So moving on. Can a creator block anyone on live? A YouTube creator? Yes. Melissa? Well, you can block anybody from. Right. Yes, you can block them from a live stream. Can you block them from your channel? What a creator can do is he can make that person invisible, block them, and make them invisible so nobody sees their comments. And then the person can comment all day long, and nobody will ever see it. I'm 4 months behind on my commercial property rental for my work. Can I still be locked out in May? This is my workspace. I don't know. It's a good question, God Save America. It's a good question. I think that'd probably have to do with more with your who holds your lease agreement or your rental agreement on the property. But I wish you luck, in that. I know a lot of people are hurting out there, especially in small businesses. Speaking of small businesses, and I don't know if this would pertain to you, God Save America, but I received an email yesterday, well, actually 2 separate emails. So PayPal themselves are waiving all fees when transferring money from PayPal to your bank account, and they're doing that through the end of May. They're also offering SBA paycheck protection from themselves if you pay your employees or a vendor through your PayPal. They are offering SBA paycheck protection. They've lowered the minimum credit score by 200 points for those who want to apply for PayPal loans. Patreon is cutting their fees in half for everything across the board, transferring and receiving funds from inside and outside of America between May 1st and the 25th. Patreon is also offering protection from fraud from April 13th to May 23rd. And Patreon is also doubling the LOI, which is lost income based on canceled or declined transactions for the rest of May and June. So I don't know if that helps anybody who may be a small business owner out there or a YouTube creator like myself. But owner is not willing to put anything in writing. He is verbal only in his demands. Not true. I paid PayPal fees to transfer into my bank account, 1% fee. Did you apply? Because if you go to PayPal, and I know for a fact, because I checked this on PayPal myself, you go to PayPal, and at the top, it says that I have a banner thing for, you have a business account. Now, that's a good point I should probably make out first. If you have a business account versus a normal account, I have a business account through PayPal. It's not a personal account. And at the top, I have a banner thing that it says PayPal cares, about COVID-19 and your business survival or something like that. I can't remember how it's actually worded. You click on it, and it brings up a screen where it says for small businesses and all the different things, and you can click on loan or the PayPal forgiveness protection for buyers and sellers that's been extended from sellers have, instead of 10 days. They have 20 days now. There's a whole list of different things you can click on there. I don't know if you have to apply for it, though. Small business stimulus through PayPal, stimulus payment. Small Business Administration is doing a lot right now. I'm actually going to have a Zoom meeting with my local Small Business Administration on, I think, Thursday. This coming week. I have to look at my calendar. It's in the house. Melissa Nolan, you can't work and apply for disability, have Crohn's disease. Cops and they removed cancer from my throat. I am so sorry, Melissa. I'm so sorry you're going through all that. Wow. Yeah, but it all depends on the amount of business you actually do. God save America with PayPal. I do quite a bit of business. I think last year it was right around 13,000 in business through PayPal, because I sell a lot on on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, and website, and then I also help do fundraisers for a couple of nonprofits where we have touchless payment options with the PayPal. So we do a good amount when it that way. Getting ready to go back to work, Kathy. Are you going back today, Kathy, or next week? Good morning, Tina. There you are. There's Leave It to Bieber. Good morning. I saw something in the news about Zoom and people were scamming through it. I don't know how they can do that. What Christy, what people are doing is they're hacking into non-secured. What they do is they get in through your web address, and that it's not secured. Like if you're on Wi-Fi and you don't have a secured connection, they get in through that way. Where when you use Zoom, it's just like this. Somebody could hack into this stream. But with Zoom, with the Small Business Administration, what I'm doing I think it's Thursday. I really do. I think it's Thursday, but could be Wednesday. but I don't have a calendar in front of me here. But what that's a secure connection. It's secured on my end and secured on their end, so there's nobody can get into it. And I've seen a lot of the same thing you did on the news, where people were hacking into live streams for businesses or for students who were doing Zoom things for their school. I made my son's teacher cry, on this past week. It's the first time that normally I can't get him to sit still for, a long period of time, but we had a Zoom class meeting for his school, and I think there was 15 of us total on the screen. And then she went through each and every one, with the parents and the student to see how their work get along with the at-home teaching. And when the Zoom came to us, he sat there and he looked right at her and he goes, "Hi, Miss Stoddard." Her last name is Stoddard, but he got really close to actually saying it, because he could actually see her on the computer, and he said hello to her. It really made her week, because he was definitely one of her favorites in the class, because he just wants to help, just like his dad. Who owns Zoom? That's a good question. I don't know who owns Zoom. I have it on my computer here. I don't know. I don't make enough money to pay the high expenses of food and gas. That's why I'm always behind on my mortgage and commercial rent. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. God save America. We are down 33% of our planes flying, down to 33%. Wow. I was a teacher's assistant. You can't help having favorites. Yeah. I'm kind of partial. So, I think he's the best kid in the world, but, I'm dad. So he has his moments. He has his moments where he's just there and he's just totally, with everything. AJ Lowe, we need to talk. I'm curious, what do you do for business? How can we DM each other? Well, AJ Lowe, if you're asking me, I don't do anything. This is it. This is all I do. I used to work up until a month ago. I don't work anymore. This is all I do. You love your kids. They're great. Very talented kids at that, Mike. I'm still here. Melissa Nolan misses her son. He's 1,000 miles away, and he went to visit before lockdown. Oh, can you Zoom with him or Skype? I mean, we use Skype all the time now. That's the only way we're able to keep up with our friends and family that live. Some of them are actually right here in our town, but with social distancing, we can't even go see them. So we've been using Skype a lot and Zoom, as well. Smart asses too. Yeah, that comes with the age though. AJ? Nope. I've never sold insurance. Never sold insurance. I was a subcontractor, employee to a subcontractor for the government. I don't get into what I used to do. Some things have to stay personal. I use Marco Polo. I don't know what that is, Travel to Eternity. I've never heard of that. Is that like the game? Marco Polo. Who cares if Zoom and TalkTalk is Chinese owned? Does it really matter? I didn't know that they were. WhatsApp app is free. I've heard of WhatsApp or WhatsApp. Blue Mermaid, his daughter is 19 and working 40 hours. She gets my prescriptions, cooking, buying food, etc. My son is working from home. Let's see here. Still here. What's tomorrow's podcast? Most likely live. We have one episode that we've actually filmed for the podcast for tomorrow on my other channel, the Taco Podcast. But we're having difficulty with trying to get in contact with the person we recorded to, so we can, just like the last one, the lady who does the makeup, and she works in the film industry as an independent cosmetologist, and doing makeup for actors and actresses, but she also does cosplay, outfits and stuff like that for different groups. But we couldn't get all the links to put in the description for that one. Well, this one that we filmed already, we're having problems to get a hold of the person so we can, finish that episode. So most likely we're going to end up doing a live for tomorrow and talking about whatever, anything that comes to people's minds that, somebody who wants to chime in. So that's at 2:00 on Sunday for anybody that wants to know. You send a video and the receiver sends a video and you chat that way. Okay. Well, same as Vibe. Now, Vibe, I've never used Vibe, but I've heard of them. Will, are you going to do a night live soon? I want to call in. I don't know, Mike. My nights are pretty much taken up right now because my wife is working split shifts. So if I can get my son down and asleep, then yes. And my daughter's not here because she's only had 3 days off in the last, I think, 35 days. Haven't seen her, but I want to. I got a couple of people that want to definitely see me do a live, but it's just hard to do. Peace out. Thanks for stopping in, AJ Lowe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Chrissy, I have an Android too. Would like to know. Yeah. Oh, you can bet your last dollar that Google and Facebook and everybody, that's all, they make more money on the data they collect off of you, and what you click on and what you watch. YouTube, same way. They make more money off of your data than anything at all. Right here, this stream that you're watching right now, I am streaming through a NordVPN, which completely locks, and blocks YouTube from being able to track where this stream is coming from or who is watching it. They can't collect anything from the live streams. And that is every one of my live streams, this channel and my other. They have no idea who's in here right now, unless you leave a comment underneath the video. But anything you say over there in the live stream, in the comment section, they can't see. That's why I'm streaming through StreamYard, NordVPN through, and then it's being broadcasted to YouTube. They can see this video, but nothing's on the side. I hate split shifts. You have no life. Yeah. My wife doesn't have much of a choice because she works for a pathology laboratory, but their pathology laboratory just got the approval to start doing COVID screening. So they're running COVID tests now. Excuse me. You have to go. Bye, Carla. You have a great day. Stay safe out there. I've never used TikTok. I get a lot of people who ask me if I would do TikTok. I'm like, I don't see the point of it. It's kind of like YouTube has the stories and Facebook has the stories. They're basically short little version of videos. I've tracked it. I've done a couple of the YouTube stories, and I had my daughter do one or two of them for me. But I didn't track any useful gain in viewership or subscribers. TikTok, I think, is something specific to microphone and access to the webcam. Without your knowledge, you are agreeing to have to go back and look again. Just saw it last week. Don't know. Leaving, Mike? Good luck with your waffles if you're taking off. And thank you again, Mike, for everything that you're doing down there for society to keep the power on to everybody. The journey to justice. Good morning. Toast with syrup. Yummy, yum. Really, you know how AD took her down, don't you? No, I don't know what that is in reply to Zap. All right, Kazap. Let's scroll up. Sam, she's not being careful with YouTube rules. I'm sure she'll get it right soon. I don't know who you guys were talking about there. A journey justice. Elaine Williams, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to the stream. Will, do you think it's safe to touch cash? I'm afraid to get COVID from money. It's a good question, Mike. It's a very good question. And we already know just how disgusting cash is the way it is. Was it something like 70% of all cash has drug residue on it? Something like that. I mean, the dirtiest thing that you touch every day is your cell phone, is from what they say. Lexi Callie got struck down. Well, who's Lexi Callie? I don't know who that is. Sorry. He's out of control. He doesn't give a damn. Oh, they're talking about Lexi Callie. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. It might be if that's an individual. It's not ringing a bell with me. Melissa Nolan, I'm in Louisiana, USA. Wish I was in the UK. Ireland, our lockdown has been extended to May 18th. Ow. Well, Elaine, ours got extended until the end of May. 1st of June is when it's supposed to expire, but my governor here. The governor here is most likely will extend it beyond that. Listen, Nolan's is lockdown is extended to May 15th. He's putting links into comments, pour in links and getting channels struck. Who? Sam? Because if somebody's doing something like that, you can report them. I'm sorry, I just kicked the tripod again. Leave it to Beaver. COVID. Hi, y'all. Brandy James. Good morning, Brandy James. Money has germs on it. Dan, a toilet seat. Let that all soak in. Let that soak in. Really. I actually went to a store last summer. They had a sign up that said that they do not accept cash. Well, good for him. You know, everybody, you know, if he's doing that, and you guys can actually see that he's doing it, you can report him for doing that. I don't know why he would do that. It's ridiculous, because he's obviously, you know, he's poking a giant bear of a community out there with a very short stick. Look at Martin Dehan's. Deham or Dehan? Sam? Videos? I like Martin. I haven't heard from him in a little bit. I miss him. I miss Martin Dehan. I've worked in a bank for 20 years. Cash is nasty. And the places people put it, yeah. Deb Gilligan. Hi, Will. So happy to see you're doing better. And where'd it go? Makes me happy. Hope the family is well. In Little Man. Little Man is doing great. There's nothing slowing him down at all. He is just a bundle of excitement and joy all day long. The only time I've been able to slow him down is when I have to strap him down in his car seat. It's the only time that slows him down. But the family's doing good, and thank you for asking, Deb. I appreciate it. Iva Problems YouTube channel was taken down. Elation in Fields. Iva was kind of a problem here as well. I got quite a few emails from my mods, not only here on live streams, but in the comment section. I don't know what I have a problem was. Have you seen leaked Gannon photos? No, I haven't. Then again, I also have, Elaine, I haven't been following the Gannon case all that much. Sam gave up watching a long time ago. My blood pressure couldn't take it, leaving it to karma. She won't let us down. Brandy James, we did deposits for prison inmates. And watch out for Critical K. She is just like Iva. I've never had a problem with Critical K. But I'll keep that in mind. Good morning, Miss Murder. I hope you are doing well. See, it's probably evening time there, right? Irish Eyes, you're glued to all the Lori stuff. Yeah. That's just a twisted story that just never seems to end. Yeah, you want to have fun, Irish Eyes. check out like Court TV. Man, they're grasping at straws. They didn't have anything to fill 3.5 hours worth of content, obviously, in the last 2 days leading up to yesterday's court case, the 3 days prior. They're digging up anything and everything. Did you know that Lori had a sister that died at 6 weeks old? Oh my God, there's another body attached to her. How is that possible? Lori wasn't even born yet. I mean, they're grasping at anything over here and over there, that they can draw into, fill time on air. But it is a twisted mess. Lori has woven her own twisted story. Why was the alien so big? He was taking asteroids. Oh my God, Kazap. That's like a bad dad joke. Funny, but bad dad joke. Lori's attorney from the little clips here and there that I've watched. He tried to argue, everything he could. It's just the state wasn't allowing it, and the judge wasn't buying it. Mamma mia! I heard from show last night that Alex was watching the 6-week-old. Oh yeah, that would see 6-week-old Alex was watching his sister's daughter, which would have been 6 weeks old, right? And that would be Melanie, who would later on become Melanie Boudreau, who husband Brandon was shot at. I think that's what it is. Well, I'm off. Just have a look at Martin Dean's videos when you get a chance. But Sam, I didn't know Martin had put anything new out. But if there's a say Dehan that that I'm thinking of, I'll definitely check it out. I've been a subscriber ever since he was on YouTube. But I will definitely go check it out, Sam. But you have a great day, Sam, and thank you for stopping in today. And you stay safe out there. Chrissy, I love that you're unbiased. No matter what people say against someone, you still give them a chance if you haven't seen anything bad from them. That's true, Chrissy. Just because people don't like other people isn't, I form my own opinion about different creators. I mean, I'm not going to enjoy the content a lot of people put out there. Yeah, her lawyer was. I have no words that would fit for this chat. I want to keep it friendly. Okay, Elijah Fields. But I think for what he could possibly argue, he did the best he could. You can't really fault him for who his client is. So it doesn't make him an awful person. I mean, my friend was an attorney for years in private and in public practice before he became a judge. He still has his private practice to somewhat, but and he had to defend some people that were completely despicable and that he didn't like and didn't want to be around. But that's the law. That's how it works. He had to give them the best defense possible. Travel to eternity? Oh yeah. Well, they've been grasping at all kinds of straws, but you got to fill those airtime slots with something. But he didn't even stand up for the judge. Yeah, and I also noticed that he also took his scarf off when he was talking in court. And I was wondering why the judge didn't stop him from doing that. Do you think it was cool to judge and lawyers to remove their mask? No, I don't. I mean, I understand the from the judges part because the microphone that is in front of her is fixed, so she would have to have leaned in to the mic, to be able to be heard and to be, because everything that they say is, is recorded in public record. But just, I didn't see the state take off his mask, when he was answering, at least like the last part about when he was answering about getting together with the attorney to make sure that that Lori can have unobstructed counsel in the jail. Chris Watts had a defense attorney. Actually, he had two, but yeah, unfortunately. If I were to want information on soft case outside of a grand jury report, is there something specific I need to do, just like to exhaust all resources when researching? All right, I'm gonna read that again. Leave it to Beaver to make sure I understand your question completely. If I want information on a soft case outside of a grand jury report, is there something specific I need to do, just like to exhaust all resources when researching? Excuse me. Well, I guess it would really depend upon jurisdiction of where the case is from. So let's start with that. Most cases in most jurisdictions, everything that is done within the actual court itself is part of public record, and you can request records of anything that the state or the defense may have had. If it never went to a grand jury and an indictment was never actually formally filed, you could contact just directly the attorneys themselves. They may not release anything because of client privilege, attorney-client privilege. They may not release anything that way. Outside of a grand jury, though, you could check news media outlets, check newspaper.com, and put the person's name in on newspaper.com and see if you can find anything that way. They are an archive for a lot of newspapers, not all, but a lot of archives for different newspapers around the U.S. You may be able to search local news studio, TV, radio, that way. I hope that I was able to somewhat help you with your answer, but probably not. Good morning, Black Rose. I think using the same name, same attorney goes to show his real name, the dumbbells. Yeah. Lori's judge was a woman. Yep. I have her name written down in my notebook that's inside the house. Pilot Pete, good morning. I thought someone said the judge was a man. It was, but he removed himself, Chrissy. The defense filed a motion requesting that he remove himself. Instead of ruling on that motion to remove himself, he just voluntarily stepped aside and said, "This is, thank you for," and that can happen at any time in any case. It doesn't have to be just Lori Vallows. If you don't want a certain judge to sit in front of you, you have your attorney to say, "Look, I don't want this judge ruling over any of the proceedings from here on out or now. And that judge, you can have that judge remove, ask them to step aside and appoint another one that you feel will be more open to your side. And that's what they did. Unfortunately, they picked the wrong judge to step aside. I would, if you look at his actual case history in his rulings, he would have probably been a lot more beneficial to Lori and more sympathetic to her plight than the judge she has now. The former judge, he actually ruled on quite a few constitutional infringement cases where this judge has never done that. So she would definitely would have been better with the other judge. Would have been a lot more sympathetic, from the constitutional infringements that she is currently saying that that she has, the recording, the high excessive bail amount. But that's what she did. Why was the judge removed? He voluntarily stepped aside. And my friend, who's a district court judge, he's done this several times. People have an objection to, like, they don't want me there. Fine, I got other things to do. I got a million other cases to hear. So what's one more case? I don't want to be in this case anyways. What judge wants to be, have the spotlight turned on them and have everybody start combing through, their past records? This judge is she's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She looked right at the defense, and heard his arguments, and she's like, I'm just not buying it. I don't see anything different from what she's having to go through than anybody else. We got 213 other people in the jail, and not a damn one of them are knocking on my door saying that their rights, to be able to communicate with their attorneys is being affected in any way. And so I'm not going to give it to you, and I'm not going to give it to 213 others. We all have to deal with these restrictions from COVID. She didn't buy it at all. I hope Laura's case eventually goes to trial with the most serious of charges. Sorry to be flippant, but I love a nice juicy trial to look forward to. Imagine Chad on the stand if he took a plea. Good point, Irish Eyes. But as I pointed out, I think I put it in the community tab yesterday on YouTube. The earliest trial date that she would be looking at right now, if it was to go to trial, would be July 9th or 10th. But that is contingent upon other cases getting finished beforehand. Otherwise, it would move her case off to the 23rd or 24th, which is 3 or 4 days after she believes the world is going to end. But her only hope right now is bail. She's got to come up, somebody's got to put up some kind of collateral with $1 million worth of equity in it. It could be multiple pieces of property and cars and boats and a house, a plane, something. It could be all that, but the bond company is going to take all that, and it has to have enough equity in it that assures that actual bond. And then Chad's got to put up the 10%, 9%, or whatever is required, because they will get some kind of discount through his attorney, her attorney, Mr. Means. But they haven't been able to find anybody with $1 million worth of security as of yet. I'm sure there's some idiot out there that will, want to put something up. The attorney was something else. I would be pissed if he was my attorney. Mr. Means? I've looked into Mr. Means' record. He's actually a very well-respected attorney in the local area. They didn't just pick Mr. Means out of the phone book and say, all right, well, he's number one in the phone book, so we'll go with him. He's a very adequate attorney. He knows what he's doing. He's got an uphill battle against him, taking a step back and looking at the case. How do you defend, a case like that if you're an attorney? I mean, it's got to be hard. She's got so much stacked against her, and she's only willing to help you so much. Her cult won't pay. They are probably glad she's in jail. I'll tell you of an interesting theory that I watched on TV last night after the trial. That not her trial, but her bond reduction hearing. So there is a theory that is being passed around online, and this is also on. It wasn't on court TV, but I can't remember what I was watching. Justice to or Justice Now. I can't remember what the name of the show was. But the theory is that Lori is just she's just like the front of it all, the person that they've put in front of the media to be the person who's controlling this cult. But in all actuality, the person who is pulling all the strings behind the closed doors is Chad. That Chad is the one who's really in control of it all, and Chad is the one who's pushing forward the date of the end of the world on July 20th, 2020. That he's really the person who is the ruler of this group. How many there are, don't know. Afraid Not. I like that. Like your name. Good morning, Afraid Not. He was her family's lawyer, custody case. Yeah. He's just not a criminal lawyer, from what Scott, the lawyer, says. Oh, yeah, Scott. Oh, God. I hear Scott. I want to think Scott Sharp, who is True Crime Loser. That's not him. Thinking of Crime Talk. Oh, yeah, I'm drawing a blank myself. Reish. Thank you, Blue Mermaid. Scott Reish. Having one of those senior moments. Good morning, Maria. It's Maria from Dawson Creek, British Columbia, Canada. Mile 0 of Alaska Highway. Good morning, Maria. Maria Brudeau. Now, Reish. Can't wait for the day that Chad gets the pretty bracelets on. I don't know, Mamma Mia. They're keeping pretty tight lips on what their investigation is so far into the passing of Tammy Daybell, the Turtle Man. Doesn't he just look like a turtle? You see him sitting in court. I didn't, just sitting there. He's all got a frown on. Just leaning forward with his neck, and it's like, I don't want to make fun of the man, but he puts off a really odd appearance. Why is the world ending on July 20th? Mike, that's what Lori said. I have no idea where she came up with that date. And then Charles put it in the divorce papers that it was ending in July, but then he took back the actual divorce proceedings. When he filed it the first time after she disappeared, it was in the actual divorce papers, which you can find online. Just Google divorce papers, Charles Vallow, Lori Vallow, and you'll see that it says July 20th. Well, July 2020 in there. It doesn't actually list the date itself, but she believes that she picked this date, and on her podcast that she was on, she actually said the date July 20th, 2020. She actually mentioned the actual date, and then subsequently forward, it was leaked to East Idaho News Network that that was the actual date as well. So, Lisa, good morning. I hope you are doing well. welcome to the stream. And there's Pink Camo. Good morning, Pink Camo. Good morning, Will, and your fan club. How is everyone? I hope everyone is doing well. Sagittarius Angel. I think they have watched too much Simpsons, although Into the World episode was hilarious. The Bible says no one will know. No. Miss July 20th, 2020. Mine just want to check it's my time or yours. I don't know what time. I've never heard or read anything, Miss Murder, where she actually mentioned a actual time of the day, when it's supposed to end. It's just supposed to end that day. My cat found a garden snake in my basement. Oh, a garden snake, a gardener, huh? I've never found one inside my house. My son found one in the garden, just a little one. It was only maybe about 11 inches long. And I thought he had a stick in his hand. He come running out of, because we have like these raised garden beds, and it was in where the tomatoes and garlic and basil in the above ground bed. He come running out with this thing, and I thought he had a stick in his hand. Nope, he had a little gardener snake by the tail, and he's just waving it around. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And I put it in my hands, and I tried to, tell him, look, this is a living creature. Just glad it wasn't like a baby rattlesnake. We definitely have those here. The attorney does have all the order she's and not a lot of moving parts. Yeah, she is. Surely it must be 2,000 hours. I don't know. They like the number 7, 7th month. Also, JJ was 7, Tylee was 17. Ooh. I've never actually thought about that before, afraid not. 7777. Huh. I didn't even think about that. That's a very valid point. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe it's 7 o'clock then. 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. You're allowed to be late in here. I'm the only one out of my family that is not terrified of snakes. Snakes don't bother me. Rattlesnakes, yeah. I see them occasionally on the golf course, but we get a lot of water moccasins. They're not poisonous, but we have these. I think that's what they're called, water moccasins. But or bull snakes. I think maybe they're called bull snakes. I can't remember, but they all live down by the river, where I live, and they come out of like the canal area next to the golf course, and we'll see them out in the middle of the fairway every once in a while. Only ones that bother me though are, rattlesnakes. See them all the time in the morning. They're all laid out on concrete pads where they're, when they're building homes. Hi, Golden One. I hope you're doing well. Lori needs to be deprogrammed. Don't think there's any deprogramming for her, Maria. She believes this, and if you look at the timeline, though, she has spent a lot of years building this up in her head and believing in what building the belief pattern that she believes in. Snakes don't bother me, but spiders, no problem. Snakes bother you, but spiders are no problem. I don't mind either one. St. Patrick kind of rid Ireland of ours. Did they? St. Patrick. As Black Rose said, 7 is a number of completion. We have them all over California. Snakes. Yeah. Lori's going to be depressed on July 21st. They do believe that that's why they all got married so quickly. Probably so they think married people together in the next life. Well, it all depends upon where they actually got their belief from. And Lori believes that she has been reincarnated, apparently. That this is also in the divorce decree with the papers that Charles filed, is that she believes that she was born multiple times and she has lived on several different planets within our galaxy. Maybe 7 husbands. Well, she's only up to number 5. She's going to have to act really quickly to get to 7. Because Chad Daybell's number 5. In your medical facility I live in, all the female employees are terrified of spiders. I feel bad, but sometimes it makes me laugh when they scream like little kids. My son doesn't have any problems with spiders. He thinks they're interesting. He'll just sit there and watch them. Daddy Longlegs. We have a lot of Daddy Longlegs here. I don't know if that's their technical spider name. That's what we always called them. Let's see. She's on a different planet, all right. It's true. A dog was fussing with a skunk. Well, we all know how that turned out. I was pissed and laughing at the same time. My dog got sprayed once by a skunk. We were down at the river. That was not fun. Not fun at all. I ended up shaving them, and then we used lemons, limes, and tomatoes. Not tomato juice, tomatoes, to get it all off him. I wonder if Lori finds her next husband in jail. Well, she's in an all women's housing unit right now. Your dog's alerting. My neighbors, they're all barking at the neighbors. They're all laying outside, looking through the fence, watching them. Dumbbell lawyer says she's not rich woman. Where's all the money going? Murder for hire. Well, no Alex, Cox around. She's got to have somebody who's doing her bidding for her. The only one with money, is Chad. He got the life insurance money from Tammy, but I guess they spent a good portion of that while they were in Hawaii. He's got to have something to make ends, get by from now. My vet told me a mixture to take care of 4 baths, and the smell dwindled. Barbecuing neighbors' dogs. Hi, Phil Bill. Sneaky barbecue neighbors' dogs. I don't understand the reference there, Bill. Let's see. I just thought there could be a male guard, but maybe not. I don't know what the situation there is for guards in that actual jail. I got an invite from another channel to do a collaboration with them, and they're actually right there. They are camped out in Rexburg. They've only released one video on it on the Lori, but they must have a lot of footage because I've seen them actually in court during when she got extradited back. They were there in the actual gallery, and they texted me yesterday, right after. I mean, before it hit the news wire, what the results of what the judge said. So they have to be there somewhere right at the courthouse. Gayla Denson and both male and female deputies work on both sides of the Sacramento jail. It's probably something like that as well, where she is, because that's pretty common. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to get up there and do it. So the problem is, my wife is working split shifts, so she goes to work at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then she's off at 12 or 1, and then she's off from 1 to about 5, and then she goes in at and finishes up at the rest of her day, which sometimes ends at 8, 9, 10 at night. So kind of hard to plan something like that to be able to do something. Same thing. Like I can't do a night stream on my channel if I don't have somebody who can watch over my son, because he's a little bit more important to me. But she's management, so and it's not like she can just have somebody else come in and fill in for her. She's management, but she also works. She's not just sitting behind a desk all day. And I guess they're doing everything they can to as we ramp up the total COVID testing. These laboratories are doing everything they can to get not only do the testing, but to make sure that they do them right. I would love to be in that court. Yeah, there wasn't any. There was 3 people in the court the other day with Lori. I don't remember seeing Chad in there. Did management for 15 years. Yeah, it's all on you when shit hits the fan. Yeah. It is. I mean, my daughter, I think she's only gotten like 4 days off. My daughter works in end of life care, and she's gotten like 4 days off in the last like 30, 35 days, something like that, 34 days. I think I know it's over a month. She had to work on her birthday, which sucks. So she had to spend her 22nd birthday at work. Darn, if I could make it over there, we could take it on the road for everyone, and would help with little Taco. Oh, I appreciate that, Miss Murder. It's just a trying time, in not just my life, but in a lot of people's lives right now. Everything's been thrown up in the air. With the and good morning, 3D babe. I'll read your comment in a second. I wanted to finish this thought, but with a lot of people's lives, people are out of work and they're losing everything that they've ever worked for. The longer the government is shut down, and then you can't mourn properly for your loved ones who may pass in this. I know where I am. They've halted all funerals and weddings and any kind of gathering. Religious services. My local Catholic church, we're doing communion, drive-through communion. We're all trying to adapt to it, but we have to do our best. All right. 3D Babe. I don't understand when Lori will request to produce the kids. Anyone know how it works? Well, okay, so at this point, if Lori was to actually produce the kids, she would still be facing the same charges that she is facing right now today. There's no way around that because all the charges that she is facing right now are past tense. What she has done in the past, not providing for them, nothing, or for their well-being or anything else. All that is past tense. Now, if she produces them, to the court and says, here they are, and they're well, and they're fine, and everything else, great. Now, then we obviously can't file murder charges against her if they're alive and well. But when it comes to the charges that she is facing right now, it's all from what she has done up to this point. So, yeah, yeah. They drive up. The first person who's there has the basket on the long pole. So your donation to the church in, and then you pull up, and the next person is my deacon who is there, and he's doing communion there, and everybody has to stay in line. You turn off your car, get in line, and then one car gets done, and that family drives away, and the next person pulls up. It's how they're doing communion right now. They have, I mean, I think it's pretty much the same way, and they in smaller groups of people, they're actually doing kind of like Zoom, but I don't know if it's on Zoom, but they're doing religious study through the internet. And, I mean, and it's not going to get any better anytime soon. That's the worst part about it. And for anybody who thinks that your state's going to open up tomorrow, like Texas or wherever, whatever state opens up tomorrow, it's not going to get back to normal. And in a lot of circumstances, I don't think it really should go back the way it was. There's certain things that we definitely should change about how we've lived our lives and as human beings on this earth. I doubt there are many people being touched somewhere by this virus. Not being touched by this virus. I missed the word not. Yeah. Yeah. Leave it to Beaver. He's so good to talk to. Been waiting over a year for that. Don't know what that's in reference to. Miss Murder, that's all good stuff. I agree with you, Kimo. I know my daughter is a senior this year. Oh, that sucks. And it's just been awful. Everything is still up in the air. Yesterday, all three of our local high schools did drive up services for the seniors. They handing out their caps and gowns to them, and they have to do it at home. They're going to do a ceremony on a stage and everything else, but nobody gathering. That sucks. Ginger Anderson, I'm in Texas, and I think it's too early to open. In Virginia, and cases are still rising. Where I live locally, we just had, I think last week, 114 new cases. Well, I'm happy that me and Miss Murder finally got monetized for our stream last week. Thank you, YouTube, for holding your monetization for that. I have personally had I think 10 new views since then. I think I'm up to 25 cents now. It's awful. In Tennessee, they have no plan yet. I don't think anybody really has a plan. Even if they have a timeline, like the governor of my state has a timeline. He wants to open it up in stages, 5 stages, but I don't think he has a real plan. I don't think anybody really knows what to do. And when it comes to the entire thing, we're going to open up, and it's and some I'm praying that it's not too early for those places that do open up early, that we don't see a larger spike in those areas, because if soon as you open and these businesses start ramping up and for being open, what I don't want to see is then the governor go and close it down again, because now you've got all that inventory and you've outlaid all that money for employees and everything else, and advertising, whatever you do for your business, and then have it close again, because that will absolutely destroy a small business in a heartbeat if they ramp up to be open again and then it closes because they see a spike in COVID cases again. Can you have 12.5 cents? Yeah, it's getting mismurdered. Exactly. We both know we don't make any money from this. Well, we do. We make a little tiny bit, but I didn't get into being a YouTube creator so I could get rich. You also own a car detail business, and I've had to shut down. Doesn't look like I'm going to receive any help with small business. Unforgivable. Only asked for 5,000 is ridiculous. I'm sorry to hear that, David the Beaver. Later on today, I'm actually doing my own car detail. I bought a truck about a week ago, and I have no intention of keeping it. I only bought it to flip it. But apparently, the individual who owned the truck was a soda drinker and was a slob, because everything in that damn truck has got soda, the carpet and everything is sticky. But I got it for cheap. So it's my way of still working, somewhat doing something. I got to make money somehow. But yeah, there is nothing, car detail business. We've got quite a few members who are in the. I don't want to. I hesitate to say men's group, because it kind of gives it the wrong annotation, I guess. People get the wrong idea of it. But I mean, it is an all men's group, but we do also have a family group as well. But there are a lot of people who have car detailing, window tinting businesses. But it's sorry. I'm really sorry that and it really hurts. A lot of businesses are closed, and they're not going to be opening up anytime soon. You're in Tennessee. Are you sure it was soda? Yeah, Miss Murder. Yeah. When I bought the truck, the entire passenger floor in the truck and on the seat were empty soda cans everywhere, and in the bed of the truck, they're everywhere. And it had a canopy on it. And what he was doing, he had finished the soda. Once the floor got filled up with soda cans, he opened the slider door between the cab and the bed, and he just started chucking empty soda cans through there. Of course, there's soda on the headliner and soda all the way in the back of it, sticky. So I took the canopy off and then went down to the car wash with the pressure washer and cleaned out the bed of the truck. But yeah, soda. It's all over everything, and you can see where the cup holder is, and you can see where it dripped down. The dash, and then it's all over the floor underneath where the cup holder is. Pretty sick. Good morning, Cece. You've been listening. You've been hiding in the background like I was yesterday on your stream? Will you detail mine? No. Sorry, travel to attorney. I won't. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take the seats out of the damn truck, and I'm gonna pull all the carpet out, and I'm gonna take that down and roll up the carpet, throw in the back of my other truck, and I'm gonna go down and pressure wash it at the car wash and then hang dry it. Hopefully that gets most of it off. And I don't really want to spend a whole lot of money on this truck because I have no intention of keeping it any more than a couple of weeks. The entire reason I bought it is to flip it. It's a 1998 Ford F-150. I have no need for it. My wife was like, "Why'd you buy it?" I said, "So I can sell it." The price was right. I could part it out and make a heck of a lot more. Oh shit! I didn't know. I didn't hear about red rum. Well, I hope her test comes back negative for sure. I don't want her to have it. It's not fun. Having COVID wasn't as much fun as I was led to believe it would be. Yep. Smoke them if you got them. It's not a crew cab. It's what, a cab and a half, Martha? I think what they call it, extended cab. But it's got a decent it's got a snug top canopy on it. Fairly new tires. I mean, there's no dents in the body. The paint's pretty good. Runs good. I put the diagnostic tool on it before I bought it, and it didn't bring back any codes and no recently cleared codes. So I only paid after transfer of title, everything, I'm in it for about $1,100. Annie, yeah, I did. I had COVID, and I apparently, from what the test said, and the Red Cross really wants my blood because I have a high antibody level for the COVID, but I definitely had it. What's your biggest passion other than your family? My biggest passion, golf. I love the golf. But true crime, passion. No, I got a lot of interest in and passion in a lot of things, Miss Murder. Ooh, that sounds good. I want a patty melt. You put onions on yours? Onions and Swiss cheese? Do you believe Lori Vallow will be charged with murder? 3D Babe? It's a good question. Thank you for the question, though. I don't know. It all depends on what they can actually prove between the communication between her and Alex. If there's something damning in those communications, I think the chances are a higher likelihood, I'll say, that they will. I think the entire thing just screams of a setup, though. I mean, from the outside looking in, I don't understand. Grilled onions. Ooh, it sounds so good, Gayla. It does. I think I might make one today. Thank you, Annie. Yeah, I'm guessing that about 99.99% of the people who are here in the stream right now is a patty melt burger. Yeah, on bread with grilled onions and cheese. Oh, so good. I make mine with I use a was it 70/30? You know, I like a little bit more of the fat content, but oh yeah, American mustard is the best. Yellow, you talking about yellow mustard? I'm not much of a fan of yellow mustard. I'm more of a spicy Dijon. But so good. It sounds so good right now. I haven't had breakfast yet. Then again, so right now just about every food sounds good. I did a grill yesterday. Grilled cheese and onions and egg. Ooh, that sounds good. Ketchup and American yellow mustard. But I was going to say, I take a 70/30 hamburger mix. It's got a little more of a fat mix in it than what you're supposed to. And then I mix in onion powder, garlic, like whole garlic, and we have one of those press things where you can press it through. And then I put garlic in there, a little bit of black pepper, salt, and sometimes I put A1 sauce or like a steak sauce in with it as well, and then mix it all up, and then form it into a burger patty. Grill it on both sides. Sounds so good. You hate Elijah Fields. You hate mustard, but your BF loves it. Yeah. I like the only time I like yellow mustard is on hot dogs. That's one of the things I'm gonna miss if I can't go this summer is going to the ballparks across America. I use what is that seeded mustard from Indian cooking. Oh, like the hot mustard, like you'd get in like a Chinese restaurant. My wife loves that stuff. I don't know what they call it either. Don't get me started on dogs. English is good. Dijon. I like it. I like a spicy Dijon. Not like don't like Lee and Perrin's Dijon or Grey Poupon. Go to Leavenworth for your hot dogs. I travel to eternity. I love Leavenworth. I love Leavenworth. I've been going there for pretty much since I first moved to Washington State. If anybody ever gets out to Washington State, you've got to go check out Leavenworth. It's a Bavarian village in the middle of basically nowhere in the mountains. Me and my friends, we used to go camping just outside of Leavenworth on I can't remember the name of the river though. It's just outside of Leavenworth, and then we'd walk into town and just hang out all night long. And this is after the stores and everything else. Everything's closed. We just walk around in town, and we kind of had the place run to ourselves. I make a homemade French fries and shake garlic salt on them. That sounds good. I made garlic fries last night for my son. He wasn't too much of a fan for them. I may have to take a drive into town to get me some McDonald's French fries. Those are my wife's favorites are McDonald's French fries. That are Wendy's fries. She likes both of them. She doesn't like Burger King's fries or Arby's. Arby's has the curly fries and straight fries. She doesn't like either one of them. I love it there. Yeah. But the other place we used to go was Salmon Lasac, which is where they filmed Northern Exposure. We used to camp in Salmon Lasac and then walk into town. when we were, well, it's been a long time since, obviously they had the TV show Northern Exposure, but we would go into town, and it's actually Roslyn is the town which they actually filmed Northern Exposure on. And you can still go into town today, and they still have the storefronts, for where Dr. Fleischman's office was, and everything else. But we used to Salmon Lasac campground. It's just outside of Roslyn, but we'd camp there and then walk into town. There's on the Salmon Lasac there. They have a major kayak whitewater rafting adventures every year, and they have competitions where it's individual people in kayaks. So they draw a lot of tourism there. Besides, since Northern Exposure, it's long been gone. But we used to walk into town there to the Brick, which is the only bar in town. And when we were in high school, well, I was in high school, way back, they had electricity back then when I was in high school. But we used to go into town there, and they used to openly service when I was in high school. Because they were like, you have any idea when the last time the Liquor Control Board was here? How's that spelled? Yeah, I'm going to go with your guess before. Salmon Lasac. Travel to Eternity. It's right off the same interstate, off of what I-5 that goes over the Cascades. So it'd be close. One of them's closer. It's either before you get to Roslyn, and before you get to Leavenworth. I'm pretty sure that it would be closer if you're coming from the Seattle area. It would be closer to you than, or maybe it's farther away. I can't remember which one's closer because I'm going this way in my mind over the Cascades. But I'm pretty sure from me, from where I am going to Seattle, going up over the Cascades, that I would see the turnoff for Roslyn way after Leavenworth. So I think Leavenworth is maybe the first one from me. Love that show, Northern Exposure. Well, they also filmed. Was it the Diary of Laura Palmer? That was I can't remember the name of the TV show about Laura Palmer back in the 80s. Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks was filmed up there as well. And also, they filmed it in multiple locations, but there is a part of another town where they actually based part of the town on. I mean, it's like the Northern Exposure. They didn't film the whole thing there. They went there and they took pictures of the town, and then they went back to a studio someplace and filmed it. And then when it came to outdoor shots and stuff like that, some of it was shot in Alaska, some of it was shot in the Cascades, and some of it was shot, on a studio there, in California someplace. Twin Peaks was great. Yeah. There's all kinds of little cameo places like that, all over the state of Washington. Twin Peaks was your ish. Yeah. Over in Seattle, you could also go to, the places where they filmed all of most of the biopic movies for Nirvana and Kurt Cobain's life. They did most of those down in all around the Olympia area and up towards Bellingham. there have been quite a few movies that have been filmed, physically shot and filmed outside of Bellingham and inside the downtown area of Bellingham. She was wrapped in plastic. Been a long time since I've seen Twin Peaks or any of that. I believe so. Leave It to Beaver. I believe so. It was loosely based on some real event, a real person. Gala's in your county is takeout and drive-through only, but I cook instead. And that's everything around here. There's no dine-in. You can't dine in. And according to the governor, I think it's like step in his 5 phases, his 5 steps to opening the state back up. I believe dine-in at 25% capacity may be in the next step. And then it slowly phases to like a 75% occupancy. And then, towards the end is, back to normal. But I think the 25% capacity thing might be happening sooner than I realize. But I don't eat out a lot myself. I've never been one to go to a nightclub. Millennium was filmed in Washington, Vancouver, Canada. That was a good show. Well, another movie that was actually shot in Washington State, and I actually know the lady who was part of the movie. She was the movie Officer and a Gentleman was filmed in Washington State up by, I believe, Bainbridge Island in that area. But she actually owned the restaurant where all the bar and restaurant scenes for the entire movie were filmed. And they actually filmed it in her establishment that she had there. But she closed it down, sold it, and closed it down years and years afterwards, after the movie. And then she relocated here to where I live, and she opened up a small mom and pop restaurant, working with just her mother. And the two of them ran a restaurant for 15 years at least before and then her mother passed away. So she lost all the passion in it. And so she's an author. Bremerton, Port Townsend. Yeah. Port Townsend sounds right. But, and I was saying, I got off track there for what I was thinking of saying, but she has pictures of her and the entire cast with her and her mother when she had her place up there where the movie was actually filmed. She said that Richard Gere was, it was just a lovely individual, that he would come in and actually eat in her restaurant when the cast, they'd film in there and they'd do their thing and then they're gone. And nobody would stick around and eat, but, except for Richard Gere. He would actually, come in and sit down and he'd have a meal and, and chit chat with the locals and just get to know the area. Thank you for the super chat, Orchid Ma. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's a great movie. It is. I like shopping at Costco now. Only a few people let in at a time. Hope they leave it that way. I wouldn't hold too much hope out for that one. As soon as they release a little bit more of the restrictions on it, it's going to be jammed packed like it is every damn time. They get. I've been to Costco since they put the restrictions in here locally, and they're doing the same thing. Where I think they're only allowing 50 people in the store at a time, and then you have to wait for those people to come out. As they come out, they let in a couple more, and then as people come out, they let people come, go in. At least where I am locally, and you have to wear a mask. You can't be in their store without a mask. You have to wear it, and the entire time you're in. Not just have it, but wear it. Miss Murder, did either one of you all get a check out Al Pacino's movie, The Doctor Kevorkian? No, I looked. Leave It to Beaver. I looked for it and I couldn't find it online, and at least not my area for streaming. I couldn't find it anywhere on there, so I'm gonna have to see if I can find it off on Amazon streaming with Prime. But I did look for it. I guess in certain areas, what's on Netflix or whatever, Hulu is not available everywhere. Streetwise was filmed in Seattle. It was about homeless kids. I've never heard of that one. Streetwise. I know they did part of the movie Cocaine Kids in Seattle. I actually met the author of the book. Your Costco is starting that this Monday. That's cool. I mean, it not only helps everybody who's in the store, but it also protects helps protect the those who are working in the store as well. I don't know why more stores are not requiring it. Well, then again, I've got nothing but great things to say about Costco. I like Costco. I've never had a bad interaction with them. I know some people don't like them, but I like the way that they treat their employees, and I like the way that they offer me a value of what I'm buying. I'm not buying 50 gallons of mayonnaise, but I'm buying 50 gallons of frozen Otter Pops because I have to. Because I have a lot of kids in this family, and especially in the summer times, there's always kids out here. So I buy a big giant 50, 100, 200 count box of Otter Pops and throw them in the deep freeze, and they always know they can get them. You shop at BJ's, it's always packed. Most wear masks by choice, but if you don't, and okay, Mom, welcome to the stream. And okay, Mom, I'm not familiar with BJ's. I know I've only had one thing that I've ever returned to Costco, and that was I bought a series of wireless not mics but speakers for my laptop, and they just stopped working. It was like not even a week after I bought them. Brought them back, and they're like, "Thank you, here you go." Very easy. They're return policy, so I'll agree with that. That was the one and only time I've ever been there. I was a little upset when they stopped taking American Express, but I don't. That's the only time I ever used my American Express card. It's like Costco, BJ's. We don't around here. We don't have any Sam's Club, which is like Walmart. We have Walmart. We have Supercenters, Walmart Supercenters, and we have not Costco, but Target, and we have Target Supercenters, but we don't have Sam's Club. And I guess not Costco, but Shopko. I guess they all went out of business. I had no idea. All of the Shopkos, at least here in Eastern Washington, this side of the Cascades, all the Shopkos have now become home in stores. Didn't know. That's what happens when I'm not paying attention, huh? I buy so much online, anyways. But when I do shop, otherwise my wife does it. For sure, I watched it on Prime. I leave it to Beer. I will definitely check on Prime and see, because Prime you can get a whole lot more. It's not just what they want to offer on streaming. Where you can get a lot more of a catalog. So I'll definitely check on there. I know everyone is probably sick of me talking about my facility, but I need opinions. My old roommate just came to my room and screamed at me for illegally living on her property. I'm sorry about that, Chrissy. And I don't think anybody is sick of you talking about your living conditions and where you are. And if they are, I'm really sorry that they are, because I care and I want to hear about it. But as opposed to what happened to your past roommate there, I'm sorry that that happened. But you have just as much right to be there as anybody else. So that's the only thing I would say to her. You have just as much right to be there, and your dollar is just as good as hers. Shopko was fun to shop at. You missed it? I never. I can only remember 2 or 3 times ever going to Shopko. But I don't shop a lot. In a lot of different places. I'm kind of picky. A lot of times, whenever I need something, I will end up going to Fred Meyer's, which is kind of like one-stop shop for everything. I mean, I can get gasoline there. They have groceries and hardware, and they have a nursery. I can go there and get just about everything I need. And if I can't get it there, I end up going to like a big box store like Home Depot. But will are masks mandatory in your city? They are enforcing a $99 fine in Denver. Now, VB girl, they our health department's recommendation is that everyone wear one, but it's not being mandated, at least not where I am. So, wow, a $999 fine. Damn. Yeah. Gotta run. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. You too, Pink Camo. Thank you for joining the stream today, and you stay safe out there. Yeah, you definitely have the right to live in peace, Chrissy. I'd take that straight to them. They take my disability check every month. She doesn't own the property or the facility. We're separated a while ago because we both were positive for COVID. Yeah, I would take it directly to I'm not necessarily a nurse, but go to management with that. Like I said, you have the right to be there just as much as she does, and you don't need that. Administration is what I meant. Okay, mom, put it there. File a complaint with the administration. And I don't have free Hulu. We have Prime. I pay for Prime for because I use it for streaming music and for streaming movies on the go. It's mainly, cartoons for my son. Whenever we have to go on a long drive, I'll download to his Fire. Um, Perry Grip. It's like this guy. That's the creator's name, Perry Grip, on YouTube. But he also has a thing with Amazon. But I'll download it to him so he can watch it when he's not online. He doesn't have cell service. I like Prime. I don't know how. Obviously, Amazon loses money on shipping, but don't be sorry, Chrissy. Don't be sorry. Just just report your old roommate as well. On top of it, and I hope that they stop that asshole from coming in and bothering you ever again. You don't deserve to be treated that way at all. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Messages. Well, I'm going to have to say goodbye to everybody here. I hope you all stay safe and keep your spirits up. I know these are trying times for everybody, everywhere, but we have to do the best we can. Alisa, everybody, VB Girl, Blue Mermaid, Gala, an OK Mom, Kazap, Leave It to Beaver, Chrissy, Elijah Fields, everybody in here. And if I missed you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to miss you. But travel to eternity. Have a great day and stay safe. I will see you all again soon. So have a great day, everyone.